Your car passed inspection, the payments are current, and the engine is about to destroy itself from the inside out. This is not a warning from the future. This is happening right now. In 2026, we are living through the single worst automotive quality collapse in modern American history. And the car sitting in your driveway, the one you're still paying off, might already be part of it. Let me give you the numbers first, because numbers don't lie even when automakers do. In just the first quarter of 2026 alone, 12.1 million vehicles were recalled across the United States. 12.1 million. In 3 months. That is the highest quarterly recall total in recent memory. And we are not even close to done with this year. Ford alone has already recalled nearly 10 million vehicles in 2026, and we're barely a third of the way through the year. Last year, Ford set an all-time record, with 153 recalls in a single year, nearly doubling the previous record that had stood since 2014. This year, they are on pace to shatter that number again. Almost 10 million vehicles affected by recall issues, and it's only May. But this isn't just a Ford story, not even close. Let's talk about GM, because GM has a problem that is deeply personal for anyone who drives a full-size truck or SUV. The 6.2-liter V8 engine, the L87, the engine GM put in the Chevrolet Silverado 1500, the Tahoe, the Suburban, the GMC Sierra 1500, the Yukon XL, and the Cadillac Escalade, is catastrophically failing. And we're not talking about a software glitch you can patch over the air. We're talking about engines physically destroying themselves from the inside. The recall covers roughly 600,000 vehicles from model years 2021 through 2024. But here's the part that should stop you cold. The NHTSA has now expanded its investigation to probe an additional 286,000 GM vehicles with this same engine, going all the way back to 2019, because the failures kept showing up outside the original recall window. That's over 1 million GM vehicles under scrutiny for the same engine problem. So what's actually happening inside these engines? 2 things, simultaneously. First, there is rod bearing damage caused by machining debris left inside the connecting rods and crankshaft oil galleries during manufacturing. Metal particles in your oil system, circulating through your engine every time you turn the key. Second, the crankshaft dimensions are out of specification, meaning the crankshaft itself was manufactured wrong. Out-of-spec surface finish, dimensional irregularities, and GM shipped these engines anyway. The result? Connecting rod failure, crankshaft failure, complete engine destruction. Some of these engines aren't just breaking down, they are breaching the engine block and spraying hot oil, and hot oil plus hot engine components equals fire risk. But wait, GM issued a recall, right? So it's being fixed? Here's where it gets worse. GM is running out of engines to replace the broken ones with. The recall is so massive that GM cannot source enough new engines to satisfy demand. So what are they doing? They are replacing destroyed engines with remanufactured engines, used cores, rebuilt units. You bought a brand new Escalade. Your engine failed, and GM's solution is to hand you a remanufactured replacement. And even that isn't working perfectly. The NHTSA has received complaints from owners who say their replacement engines failed too. The federal safety regulator has now opened a formal inquiry specifically to evaluate whether GM's corrective actions are even sufficient. Engines blowing up after the recall fix was supposed to fix them. Think about what that means. GM does the repair fails. And NHTSA is now investigating whether the fix was ever real to begin with. Meanwhile, Ford is fighting battles on every front simultaneously. 4.3 million trucks and SUVs, F-150s, F-Series Super Duty, Mavericks, Expeditions, Rangers, recalled because a software error could completely disable the trailer brake system and exterior trailer lights while you are towing, while you are on the highway, pulling a boat, pulling a camper, pulling a horse trailer. The trailer brakes stop working, and the cars behind you have no warning lights to react to. Ford's fix? An over-the-air software update, which sounds convenient until you realize that a vehicle sold as a mechanical machine now depends on a software patch to make its brakes work correctly. Then there's the EGR valve failure recall, covering 2025 Ranger, Mustang, Maverick, Explorer, Escape, Bronco Sport, Bronco, Lincoln Corsair, and Lincoln Nautilus vehicles. Loss of drive power, on the road, while moving. Then the windshield wiper failure, F-250, F-350, F-450, F-550, F-600 Super Duty trucks, and Lincoln Navigator, and Expedition, wipers failing. On trucks that people drive in rain and snow for work every single day. Then the piston circlip recall, brand new 2026 Explorer and Mustang vehicles, engine pistons incorrectly installed during manufacturing. Result, engine damage and piston failure. Loss of drive power. And these vehicles are 2026 models. They just came off the lot. Ford is issuing recalls nearly triple the rate of the next worst automaker. GM, Chrysler, and Toyota are each sitting at 12 recalls so far in 2026. Ford has 34 separate recall campaigns in less than 5 months.
And the industry wants you to ask, why now? Why all at once?
The answer is uncomfortable, and it points to something much bigger than a bad batch of parts. The modern vehicle is no longer a mechanical machine. It is a rolling software platform, computers, controlling systems that used to be purely mechanical. And as vehicles became more complex, the manufacturing tolerances that used to be caught by human hands and experienced eyes on the factory floor started getting missed. Software bugs slipped through. Machining debris stayed in oil passages. Out-of-spec crankshafts got cleared. Incorrectly installed pistons made it to dealers. The race to pack more technology, more connectivity, more features into every vehicle accelerated production timelines and compressed quality control windows. And now we are all living with the results. There is also something else worth saying plainly. When a purely mechanical problem, like machining debris in an oil gallery, gets to market, it means someone in the quality chain either didn't check or didn't catch it. And when NHTSA is now investigating whether GM's own recall fix is working, it raises a harder question. Are these companies fully capable of solving the problems they created? Or are they buying time while millions of drivers absorb the risk? So what do you do right now? First, go to NHTSA.gov. Right now, tonight, plug in your VIN number. Every active recall attached to your vehicle will show up on that screen. It's free, it takes 2 minutes, and it might be the most important 2 minutes you spend this week. If your vehicle has an open recall, call your dealer immediately and demand a service appointment. Do not wait. Open recalls mean the manufacturer has already acknowledged there is a known defect. You have a legal right to have it repaired at no cost. If you own a Ford with any of the affected powertrain, electrical, or software issues, same principle, paper trail everything. If the same issue comes back after a recall repair, you may have grounds under lemon law depending on your state. Several states have strong lemon law protections that apply to exactly this kind of recurring defect after recall work. Your car is not just a car anymore. It's a networked machine with hundreds of interconnected systems. And when one layer fails, whether it's a line of code, a machined component, or a software patch that doesn't hold, the consequences show up at highway speed, in the rain, on a Tuesday morning when you're just trying to get to work. These companies will not call you. They will not send you a text. They will not interrupt your day to say, hey, that truck you bought might destroy its own engine before 100,000 miles. You have to go find that information yourself. So go find it. Drop the year and model of your vehicle in the comments right now. Let's build a real-time list of what people are experiencing out there, because the comment section of this video might tell a more honest story than any press release either of these manufacturers will ever put out. And if this video told you something you didn't know before you clicked play, share it, because somebody in your circle is driving a recalled vehicle right now and has absolutely no idea. Be the person who told them. The crisis is here, the numbers are real, and the only person looking out for you is you.